reliable state-supported corridors. Like probably the biggest one that's lacking is the Front Range corridor from Albuquerque to Cheyenne via Denver and Pueblo. Another interesting thing is that Americans have become disproportionately more urban with time. Currently about 85% of Americans live in an urban environment, which of course is a little bit more conducive to passenger trains than in the middle of nowhere. And then I'm very proud of this. I got these data myself from the US Bureau of Transportation Statistics. Admittedly, the data are for 2011, so take it with a tiny grain of salt, but I think it still has the overall point here that 91% of US leisure, recreational, and vacation travel is under 500 miles, which is the perfect target distance for passenger trains. They work best 50 to 500, so maybe 50 to 450, but still though, the point is that there's a lot of demand and opportunities that we could have for passenger trains. We don't have them. So, skipping over a lot of details, I'm technically a dictator of my own micronation. I'm going to build a wall and make America pay for it. Oddly enough, they're not returning any of my invoices. But in 2021, when Biden and Harris became presidents, I decided to send a letter of congratulations to them because, you know, I'm a diplomat on completely equal importance and standing as they are. And so I sent a paragraph of congratulations and then about 7.5 pages extolling the importance of intercity passenger trains. And importantly, I highlighted a bunch of different routes down here which they could make use of. Then about a year later, we got the Amtrak Connect Us map, which in fact highlighted a bunch of the different routes that I myself pointed out. So, is it likely that I'm single-handedly responsible for the single largest expansion of American passenger rail? No. Am I going to say that I am anyway? Absolutely. But anyway, looking into this, this all showed that the short-haul routes, the state-supported corridors, they're finally getting their due. We were getting a Brightline, which was going gangbusters in Florida. Amtrak Midwest was getting their new Charger locomotives, which are really cool, and they have the departure information right on the nose. That's sleek. They're also getting new Siemens Venture coaches, which are based off of the ones that they sold to Austria. And then the entirety of the Connectors map, basically all of the new routes that I highlighted, were these state-supported short-haul corridors. And so this also connected to me because in 2017, right before I moved to Long Island, I attended the Siemens Charger rollout. I got to witness firsthand the evolution of passenger rail in front of me. And I also was witnessed by a YouTuber. Oh, look at a big, tiny little me pointing at the locomotive. I accosted the person in charge of Siemens with so many questions about locomotive. Interestingly, they actually have self-centering couplers on springs, like Katie's. So, art imitating life, or life imitating art? Anyway. So, during this time, again, I was just so obsessed with what was going on, I needed to find more information. I had been a long-time subscriber to the Passenger Train Journal, which had a short news segment, but it also focused a lot on the history of passenger trains. It wasn't exactly the stuff that was happening right now this instant. So I found this very enterprising young YouTuber named Worldwide Railfan, who just decided for the hell of it one day to email Amtrak PR and say, hey, can you tell me anything about the stuff you're doing? And Amtrak PR said, oh, we're so glad somebody's finally paying attention to us. Here, have all of the information. And he ended up breaking some pretty major stories in what became eventually American High-Speed Rail Week. Although he's late this year, I'm absolutely devastated. Anyway, in year one, he announced the new Siemens Charger and Siemens Venture cars as well. He also was the first news outlet to announce the new Phase 7 paint scheme for the long-distance chargers. And then he also found concept art for a train set. Okay, calm down. In year two, he announced the plans for all the train sets are going to be coming to the Northeast Corridor, the Empire Corridor, Amtrak California, and Amtrak Cascades as well. And they're also going to have new chargers that are going to be forward compatible with electrification options. So you can plug the existing diesel locomotive into a passenger car train set, and the passenger train set, it will have a pantograph on top of the passenger coaches, so you can take the diesel locomotive and run it on the Northeast Corridor. Or some of them are actually going to have battery electrification options. They're going to try this on the Empire Corridor, fully battery trains that will run from Albany to Buffalo. It's so cool. It's a very exciting time to be interested in passenger trains. But I'm still a regular modeler. I swear, I just like transit advocacy. Right? Okay, anyway. So now, during this time, I was also learning some lessons in transit. So